on a Thursday night, I got an email while I was out at dinner with friends, by the way, saying that my Instagram was being suspended. So Meta just disabled you on Instagram and you have no idea what to do. If you're watching this, you probably have gotten disabled on Instagram. I am filming this video in 2024 to tell you my exact experience of getting disabled on Instagram in 2024 for 4 days. I was absolutely terrified, and I went back on YouTube and watched videos of this happening back in 2021, Reddit posts from like years ago, and I remember this being a thing even last year where my friends would be disabled from their Instagrams. But in 2024, that is not the way I was planning to start my year. Anyways, my name is Genevieve and welcome to my channel. I do videos on becoming your best self in your 20s, so I would love to be friends. I'm going to break this video down by a couple of things depending on what you're looking to come here for. The first is a backstory of what happened to me. The second was what I've heard from other creators, what I found on Reddit, what I found online, and all my research being on YouTube because I was hyper fixating on this for a couple days. 3, how I actually got my Instagram back. And 4, the truth of where I think this creator space is going and my reliance on Meta, because I am very aware that I have an insane reliance on Instagram to fuel a lot of my income and a lot of my business. And this was almost a reality check for me in a sense where I was like, okay, you know what? If it can be taken away with me with no justification at all, and make me feel so helpless and powerless, what am I going to do in the future so I can actually build something that is getting rid of this dependence? Because to be honest, if you watched my layoff video before, you know what that made me feel for corporate and that kind of life. But honestly, I'm kind of in the same situation with Instagram. I'm almost basically a machine worker for Instagram. Anyways, I will get into that. I don't mean to be depressing at all, but that is just how I have viewed the world recently. Okay, so let's get right into the video. We're going to start with the backstory of what happened. Okay, so basically, this literally happened last week, so it's fresh in my mind. At 8:14 p.m. on a Thursday night, I got an email while I was out at dinner with friends, by the way, saying that my Instagram was being suspended for violating community guidelines. This is the same situation for other creators who get disabled, by the way. And then I don't click on any links because I was like, okay, maybe this is just a spam email, who knows? I open my Instagram, but it's saying I'm suspended. So I have the opportunity to quickly submit an appeal form. I submit the appeal form in the Instagram app. Literally within 1-2 minutes, I get an email saying, I have been disabled, permanently disabled due to violating community guidelines. So what this means is I basically cannot appeal this decision anymore. And so for some back context, the appeal process is typically around 180 days. That's what it says on Instagram for the team to actually review if you've actually violated any of their community guidelines. There's also a whole list of their community guidelines, which I reread, which includes impersonation, inauthenticity, kind of abusive behavior towards other creators or people on the platform, whole list of things. I was reflecting. I was I don't think I broke any of these. I was posting the same content I had for years of the platform. This has never happened. I was completely flabbergasted. I was immediately fixating on this while I was at my dinner, and I feel so bad because I really want to enjoy the moment and not be on my phone, but it was too late because I checked my email and I was already panicking. Okay, so quick little note here that's going to come into handy when you watch the rest of this video. I also received some really I received some emails with the ending .support.facebook.com that were in German, saying that my account was disabled, the same time that I was getting these official Instagram emails. So I was okay, this is super weird. Thankfully, I was messaging one of my creator friends who had actually gotten disabled literally the day before and got the same emails in German, everything. So she was kind of walking me through what to do. But that is the story of how I got disabled first. We're going to go into the next 3 days. I got it back in 4 days of what happened. So let's start with 1. I had to pay for Meta verification. By the way, guys, I was already paying for Instagram verification. I had already gotten my account authenticated, validated. This is me. I showed my ID. I was paying around $20 Canadian a month. So you can imagine my frustration when Instagram is you are disabled. And I go back into my account and it's saying I'm disabled for inauthenticity. Excuse me, I was paying for verification and you're disabling me for being inauthentic? Make it make sense, Facebook. Make first thing my friend tells me to do is get Meta verification. I didn't realize that Meta verification and Instagram verification are two completely different things. I had to go to my personal Facebook profile. I wasn't able to verify my page that's connected to my Instagram account, but I was able to quickly verify my personal Facebook account so I could start opening support tickets, because that's really the only way in 2024 that you're able to directly speak to a support agent at Meta, which is shocking, especially the fact that I had verification on Instagram. In order to do this, I had submitted a ticket, opened this, I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. I immediately opened a ticket. I got to talk to an agent. She actually called me on the phone, asked me a couple questions, asked me for the email on my account. Everything said that a ticket was submitted and the team would have to look at it. I was like, okay, sure, like I can wait. I'm not this impatient. It's only been less than an hour. The next day comes around and I get a response on my ticket the night before saying, oh, we needed you to validate the right email on your account. I have a lot of emails associated with different accounts. I get back on the ticket the next day saying, oh, you should actually be submitting an appeal form. So they close my ticket. The problem is I was not even able to submit an appeal. And so by this time I was like, okay, Facebook's Meta support does not know what they're doing. There are so many different cases. I'm not trying to blame the people directly, by the way. This is Meta as a whole. I opened another ticket. Guys, oh my gosh. I opened that other ticket. This was on Lunar New Year. It was not really a good day for me to be dealing with this. Not really a good day for me to be even crying. But alas, here we are. So I got on the phone with this support agent, and you would not believe what he told me. He told me that I could not retrieve my account anymore and that it was basically my fault because I had another personal account. And so sometimes when Meta has, like, if there's two personal accounts in your name, they'll think that you're impersonating someone else. My literal other account has 200 followers, not verified, nothing. So make it make sense why they are disabling the verified account. Makes no sense, right? But I did, knowing myself, I did freak out a little bit. So I kept talking to him. He finally escalated to his supervisor. And then he was like, okay, we'll get back to you. I wait another day. They get back to me.
3 days later.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is a complete joke because they get back to me. An agent responds to me and is literally talking about, like, when I mentioned other accounts impersonating me. As creators, there's oftentimes multiple fake accounts in your name. And so I try to always report these when I can. And now I'm going to try to do this more diligently. But Facebook, like Meta, doesn't remove these accounts, and they removed an actual verified one. So that did not make any sense to me yet again. So the agent clearly did not know what they're doing. I was like, okay, by this time I was feeling very, very defeated. One of my friends who got it back, the way she got it back was replying to the email that she got in the other language and just saying this was a mistake, a misunderstanding. She can show ID to prove it. I didn't do this at first because I was hesitant on if it was a little bit sketchy or like if it was even a legit email. It didn't look legit at all. But the end of the email matched what the case agents were sending me, like the email that they were responding from. So I decided I'd just give it a shot. And I got my Instagram back within 2 minutes. So it was clearly an automated decision at the back end. I don't know what went wrong here. I don't know if this was like a glitch in their system or what. But had I not gotten that email in the other language that I could actually reply to, I honestly think I would still be talking to support right now or trying to get a hold of Meta. So what the heck happened? I still don't know. Anyways, I posted a story on my Instagram basically explaining this whole situation, and I got so many messages from creators saying that, one, they got their account the same way as me by responding to an email in another language. So that was one. This is scenario A. Responding to an email in another language. If that happens to you, maybe you could try that out. Scenario B is a lot of creators who actually paid other people to get their accounts back. I guess there's hackers, or I don't even know what's going on at the back end. But you can actually pay a lot of people to get this back for you. And I know because there's been so much spam coming to me, even when I posted a TikTok, of people who can retrieve lost accounts. So if you're really desperate, that's another route. I heard of a friend who actually knew someone personally, so they helped her. So that made me feel a little bit skeptical of that route. Although I can't say because all of this is mysterious to me and I'm not a tech girly, so I don't understand what's going on at the back end. Number 3 is to open enough support tickets until someone at Meta can actually help you. And I think this actually might be a way to go if you're really unsure, you don't want to pay someone, that was definitely the route I was going to go forward, was to continue opening support tickets. But my lesson from this was that I clearly do not feel supported as a creator on this platform, and it is so easy for our page to just disappear and take away our entire business. Years and years of work that I put into this one platform. I am in an era of detachment and not feeling so reliant on this platform. So I really need to be able to let go of this. So my goal from this and realization has just been to start leaning into other opportunities where I can build more of a portfolio for myself without being so reliant on one platform. And even maybe starting to transfer some of this to like a website or something that's like always there. So I have all of this. I've organized my content, organized my portfolio in a way that, you know, it's still there and I can still pitch myself. And then scenario 4, this is a crazy route, but I heard of someone who actually paid a lawyer to write a letter to Meta in order to retrieve their account back. And I think it's just absolutely crazy that this is happening to truly verified accounts. I don't know what can be done to stop it. I feel a little bit helpless as I'm talking to you and filming this video. But this is just a reminder that you're not alone in whatever you're going through. I literally cried every single day, and it was a very emotional 4 days for me. But it's really made me realize that I do want to lean in towards detaching myself from this and, you know, other income streams and other passions of mine. Although right now it is a very big part of that, and it's going to be a gradual transition from shifting away from that and maybe to other platforms and kind of growing my platforms out there, which is why I'm also on YouTube. Anyways, the last thing I want to mention was just, I guess, tips for creators. So as mentioned, building a portfolio for yourself outside of just one platform, because the reliance you can have on this can start becoming overwhelming if you don't start moving some of it to other platforms or figuring out what else you can do with that. Another thing is to save important contacts. If you think you just have contacts on Instagram, but there's certain people that you want to keep in touch with outside of Instagram, figure out another way to start saving some of those contacts, because that was another big thing that I got worried about, was like losing some of my network. Even though I do have emails of a lot of people, like there were so many creators that I had met that I just like, I won't be able to find them again, because how am I going to remember every single 2,000 person on the list that I follow? So that's another one, is saving your network. 3 is just leaning on your support system and your friends and other creators in the space to help you on whatever it is you're going through. The last goal of mine is really not to take this all too seriously. Like, I do believe that life pushes us in directions because it knows that we can handle different challenges. So being willing to face what you're scared of, and like sometimes losing something like that is the biggest realization you need. And it's been a really good wake-up call for me. So I hope you do get your account undisabled if you're watching this because you got it disabled. And best of luck, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel to support me as a creator. Thanks.